Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review Episode 124. And for the first time in a month, we actually have a new chapter with this one. Yep, this is basically, of course, discussing that chapter along with the 1013th chapter of the episode, the anime, The Man Who Loved Too Much. Yes, the name itself is a nod to the old Alfred Hitchcock film, The Man Who Knew Too Much. Yeah, it's a nod to that. Now, this one starts off with Conan and Mori just walking and doing some shopping. And one of those occasions, they just happen to come across a crime scene just by sheer coincidence. And look, they're there. And of course, McGuire's like, they're here. Okay, whatever. And of course, the story is, oh yeah, the husband killed this guy in self-defense for attempting to burglarize their house. But Coda knows basically some things are suspicious, even he comes back to confirm it. Like, the most obvious thing is the fact there's a boat weight there. Yes, there's a boat weight on the floor. And he also notices the calendar later on, when he comes back after briefly leaving. First clue he notices aside from the boat weighs, and when he gets outside, he notices there's a birthday card outside. And the birthday card is not written by the husband, he later figures out. Nope. And then he notices, oh yeah, the calendar has been moved. The reason why? There's a dent in the wall. The golf club, apparently this is what the guy was hit with, has got some wall stuff on it. The husband also's got some dirt around his the cuffs of his pants. Yes, and then of course the wife Elena, who basically confirms that her husband does love her, but she's never told him that she loves him. Never told him. I'm like, really? Like, how long you two been married and you've never told him that you love him? Like, what was the reason for it? Because generally, like, a lot of times I've seen in anime, generally put people when they get married, they do confirm the fact that mutual couples do in fact love each other. This is the first I come across where the wife has never told the husband how she feels about him. And also Conan notices basically there's actually a good amount of photos all about him. I'm sure she probably appreciates the fact that her husband is very faithful to her. Which, okay, fine. Oh yeah, and the guy who got killed. Apparently the guy is a notorious burglar who's actually broken into about 3 different houses. Okay, and he's got a criminal record. Okay. Yes. So, thanks to investigating, of course, Conan later knocking out Mori, obviously. And they also feel, oh yeah, there's curry there in the apartment. What's the secret ingredient? I think it's love. That's not really it. Yeah, so I should point out about Elena herself. Her character design is pretty much designed, well, appearance-wise mostly. The hair is similar to a maid that Conan's run into a couple times in the series. I'm surprised Conan to point out, hey, you look like a maid I know. And the fact that her face, well, I should point out though, it's a very common face you see in Case Closed. Where everybody's face is pretty much almost like has sort of a pointy chin. Yes, all the women are drawn this way for some reason. It's basically, some people can easily say, this woman is basically using Rand's character design just with slight changes, like different hair color, different clothing, make her slightly older, stuff like that. And then it's revealed that, well, thanks to course investigation, after of course Morin gets knocked out, it turns out that this guy is not a burglar, the guy who got killed. Everybody think, oh, is he the real husband? No. He was hired to kill the husband. And the reason is not exclusively revealed. Yes, so apparently he killed the guy in a fit of rage because he thought this guy was basically having an affair with his own wife. So they decided to make it the fact that he was killed in self-defense. And of course, he takes responsibility for killing the guy. Oh yeah, he said he's not the ideal husband. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, his own wife calls him a creep, which that's kind of weird. Yeah, this episode is quite odd to say the least. I mean, at least the fact that it easily. I mean, everybody knew the fact that the guy got killed by the husband. It's just that the reasoning was not what they said. Nope. The only thing they did confirm that was true, well, there's a few things to lie about. The fact her husband and wife, the fact that he loves her, but she's never told him that she loves him. Never told him. I'm like, that just sounds so odd. I have never heard of a marriage in fiction basically based upon that. Or yeah, the husband tells the woman he's in love with her and no mutual response to that. Not really, no. Yes. So here's a question though. Like, why in the world did she try to have him get killed? Like, what was the guy missing? Like, what was the reason for this? What was her motivation to have this guy get killed? At least he had a motivation to kill the guy. It was a mistake, but he killed him. But they never revealed what was the reason for it. And I'm like, really? That sounds so stupid. You basically leave a plot thread hanging in this episode for no reason. Why did Elena, that's the woman, why did she try to have her husband get killed? Yeah, and apparently some bizarre way of basically, oh yeah, ask him to a tourist lake. Yes, a lake that's full of tourists, where he gets knocked in the head and dropped in the middle of the lake. Okay, I don't really understand why she wanted to do this for. Yes, the episode leaves you with that because does the episode bother to explain about the post-credit scene? No, it's a small gag of basically Conan with more making curry. The reason why, because I want to surprise Rand, obviously. She gets called at the very end, like, okay, they can't exactly know what to do, so he asks Rand to pick up some food just to surprise her. The mystery itself of the episode was good. I had no problem with that. My problem is basically the wife's motivation for all of this. You left that hanging episode. Why did she want to have her husband get killed? Like, generally put, they wrap up everything by the end of the episode. If it's a standalone episode, they generally wrap up everything. But next week's episode has got nothing to do with that at all. Nope. Yeah, next episode, which is called... The novel is called Demon King. Well, was a guy getting shot while he sleeps. What, did the guy basically have a silencer on this gun? Was it like a freaking shotgun? I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be about. Alright, now for the new chapter manga, Provocation. Yeah, we're finally on a new case. Okay, here's the premise. You have Conan, Sonoko, and Rand in line for a museum. Which museum, I ask? Why, a museum owned by Sonoko's uncle, who just also happens to be her father's cousin. Oh yeah, and by the way, what type of case is this? It's a case that features the Kaido Kid. Yes. For the first time since the Fairy Lip case that he's been seen. Yeah, his last appearance in the manga was already adapted for the anime. And this is a bit of a shocker. I mean, there was a brief mention of him in like one other case. But it turns out that was not actually him. But yeah, this is interesting. I like the fact bring back, well, the Kaido Kid. Oh, this weird thing of basically having Amuro dress up as the Kaido Kid, which is so hilarious. And speaking of Amuro, there's her with Azusa. Azusa, that's interesting. They're like, oh, Kaido Kid's like, oh, hey. Why are they here? Because their boss gave them tickets and closed the shop for the half a day. Like, okay. So, she's like, okay. So, Rin-chan, sound like, why don't we talk? We'll go over here. I'll go with you too. Well, Amuro's like, go with Konokan. Like, it's okay? Yeah. You're dating after all. Shush. And, oh look. It's that porter waiter. The boy, is that his nephew? Oh, Amuro-san, you recommended me with new menu. Like, okay, so apparently he's popular. So many visitors with the parrot. That's why someone like me bringing together with him is going to be a big internet on the internet. Big instant. Okay. And then Conan's like, for public security officer infiltrating the black organization, you're standing out too much. Don't pay attention to it. Even you wear glasses too. Okay. So they take out like a pick of cards about some time. And of course, line starts moving, and we see a mysterious guy picks a card and makes birds fly. And turns out this guy is supposedly the Kaido Kid. And Amuro's like, was that really the Kaido Kid? Yeah, it probably was. And then, of course, he contacts one of his co-workers. Oh, alright, day off. Okay, fine. I can go to this festival another time. Crap. Yep, and the public security officer is here because... Well, because of the fact that apparently the queen is going to be there. He's just happily there. And, of course, Amuro, because he's undercover, he's a double agent inside the black organization. He can't exactly reveal he works for them. He's just basically a waiter. He's just basically a waiter who also be an apprentice. And also apprentice to Mori. And plus, also, he is, I kid you not, apparently a private eye on the side. So he's got many jobs. So they're like, oh yeah, Mori sensei asked me here to be the kid killer code assistant. It's like, yep, go with it. And then, of course, the detective who's from the counter gets serious, like, before, let's do the usual. Pinch, just in case. Yep. And, of course, well, the guy's like, didn't he really have to pull that hard? Endure it. And Conan basically points out, though, several things. There's a hole in the ceiling, and the glass case either taken. And, of course, case collapsed. Like, okay. Yep, and he just takes it, and of course you have a video on a tablet, yes, a freaking tablet, where he takes out a gun, looks like one of those old German revolvers, fires the glass case, causes it to open, and then like a net and this metal ceiling thing falls right down, like, okay, interesting. And of course, you can, various pictures. And then we see this guy in a SWAT uniform come up and basically read off the Kaido Kid's note that he usually leaves. Yeah, this is the first time I can think of they've actually sent a picture of the Kaido Kid note. Usually it's a physical piece of paper. This is the first time I can think of they've ever done this. This is quite new. I mean, I guess that the writer's like, hey, we have smartphones. Use them. So take pictures of notes. And here's what it says. At midnight tonight, when you're all escaping reality in your daydreams, I shall simply cut off the Queen's Bang and join the show. That's the Queen Bang is the jewel, basically, they're after. And it's so obvious this guy is the Kaido Kid because this guy has sees you once before. And Kaido's like, daydream for illusions while one is awake during the day. But for time is midnight. What does that mean? Well then, tonight. Who I disguise as. Interesting. As far as I can tell for Amuro, he's never really encountered the Kaido Kid before. Yeah, that's kind of a new thing. Kind of like when Hattori basically kind of in the fat lip case. Yeah, never encountered him before. Usually Sonoko basically is involved with every single Kaido Kid case. But this is technically the first one they've had since the fat lip one, which was already adapted for the anime. I gotta say, damn good chapter. I give this one a 9 out of 10. Really good. Can't wait for the next chapter, which comes out next week. Yep. So it's interesting that we have 2 cases in a row. Like, it seems as though the Kaido keeps kind of like all the characters. I guess Amuro was the only one left he never really encountered before. I mean, he's our character, basically. Mori, Ran, Conan, Sonoko, Masami for like one case. Yeah, counter for one case. And of course you have Dori, Katsuma, and now Hattori. Now Amuro's turn. I'm like, okay, interesting. Shake things up. I like that. Oddly enough, I think one of the last times that Sonoko's parents appeared in this series was actually during Kaido Kid case, but that was a long time ago. That was actually, I think, like their last physical appearance in the series, which is quite a while ago. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly it for this particular review. Stay tuned for tomorrow for my reviews for Eden Zero. I'm actually going to do a Fire Force review tomorrow, first time in a while. My Hero Academia, Combatants will be dispatched, One Piece, and Boruto. Okay, see you next video. Bye.